Hey, kids.
Hey, Grandpa. We're in Krakow.
Actually, dear, it's pronounced Krakow.
That's right.
Krakow is one of the oldest cities in Poland, with evidence of people living there all the way back to the Stone Age. Located in the south of Poland, Krakow is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. As the borders expanded, so did the architectural styling, leading to a city with a unique look and culture.
You know, when we were in Krakow, it was actually your grandpa's birthday.
Yes. Your grandma learned to sing happy birthday for me in Polish.
Did you do anything special here on your birthday?
Well,
We certainly didn't celebrate life with dozens of vodka shots.
no.
Definitely not.
Did not do that.
It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook, message or call me. Cause I'm living life in airplane mode and everything is okay. I just wanna play, unplug for the day and live in the moment. Cause I'm living life in airplane mode, yeah.
Krakow, like most cities, is separated into several districts, which connected together over the centuries. With how large the city is, one of the easiest ways to travel around is on the streetcars.
With so much, how did you decide what you wanted to see?
Oh, there's plenty of ways to find out the best things, but we just sat down and asked someone.
Our friend Ethan is a jazz musician from Cape Town, but after living in Krakow for a few months, he knows some of the best things for us to check out.
I am in Krakow on the advice of many of my Polish friends actually. I wanted to make a move to Europe because there is more music and jazz and arts happening here. And my Polish friends advised me to come to Krakow because it's a very cultural city. One thing that I noticed particularly about Krakow is the way the main square has been structured. It's been structured in such a way that the roads that lead up to the main square are always sort of looking into something quite significant. So you'll be walking down the road and you'll be looking straight into a cathedral as you're moving, or vice versa. You'll be moving out of the square and you'd also be looking into a church or cathedral. It leaves quite an impression on the mind. I know for myself it really plays into the sort of majesty, this majesty that Krakow has.
In fact, the main square is so filled with beautiful sights and lively street life that the Project for Public Spaces has listed it as the best public space in Europe. The square centres around the Cloth Hall, a huge Renaissance trading centre in which spice and textile traders once sold exotic wares. Nowadays, the market sells traditional Polish goods and has even expanded outside. Out here, live music often plays, and almost anything you can imagine is on sale. If you want to rest your legs in style, you can take a ride in one of the many horse-pulled carriages that make their way around the square.
There's a very nice sculpture in the main square as well. It's a head. It's a very large sculpture of a large head. It's made out of metal and it's sort of lying on its side. It's quite something to see.
Elsewhere in the square, a trumpet player on the top of St. Mary's Basilica performs a short piece every hour, including in the middle of the night.
So the church bell will ring for the hour and then this trumpet player will come out and he'll play this traditional tune and usually many people stop, on the main square. They'll stop and they'll look up at him and they'll listen to them play. And I think it's one of the things that makes Krakow distinct and unique. Yeah.
Your friend Ethan sounds like a wonderful young man.
Yeah, This city is so lively. I just love meeting new people and hearing their stories.
Well, Krakow certainly has a wide range of stories.
Including cool legends. One of the most famous Polish legends is the story of Krakow and the dragon. Long ago, when the city of Krakow was just a farming village, the people lived in fear of a mighty dragon who resided within a nearby cave. Every day, the dragon would come down to the village and take a victim, a sheep, a child, or occasionally a fully grown man. The villagers were obviously scared, and so they asked Krakow, the local wise man, what to do. Krakow mixed up a paste of sulfur, which he proceeded to stuff into an unfortunate sheep. The sheep was then left outside the dragon's lair, where it was promptly eaten. Inside the dragon, the sulfur ignited, causing the dragon to burst into flames. Desperate to put out the fire, the dragon ran to the river, where it proceeded to drink so much water that it exploded. Krakow was considered a hero and was named king. He built a castle on Wawel Hill, where the kings of Poland lived until the capital city was moved to Warsaw in 1609. Although Wawel Castle is now an art museum, it still retains the Gothic look of centuries past. And beneath the castle is a cave labeled as the Dragon's Den.
And Timpani was scared to go inside.
Was not.
Smoofer, can we leave? I don't want to get eaten.
Don't be ridiculous.
What was that? Come on, let's get out of here, Smoofer. Come on, we gotta go. We gotta go, let's go. We gotta get out of here, Smoofer. We've gotta move now. We gotta go.
It was dark in there. It's not that unreasonable.
We're out. We made it. Oh my god, what is that? It's a dragon, Smoofer!
Timpani, that's a statue.
No, it's not. It was breathing fire. What are you talking about? It's just a statue. It's gonna eat us. We're all barbecue. Barbecue!
There were children playing on it. I don't think it was dangerous.
Sure it wasn't.
You know, I once had to face an evil beast.
What did you do?
I asked her to marry me. Oh. Ow.
You know, dear, Krakow also has a very sad history.
That's right. Poland was one of the first places invaded by Hitler and the Nazi Party. Shortly after Krakow was taken, the Jewish population of the city was forced into a small ghetto across the river, leaving behind their homes and all of their belongings. While the armies crashed across Europe, a more personal battle took place here, as the Jewish population had their rights systematically taken away, with many shipped off to concentration camps. Eventually, on March 13, 1943, the ghetto was liquidated, and the remaining Jewish people were either killed or sent to Platzow labor camp.
Now the ghetto is just another area of Krakow, though signs of the struggle or massacre still remain. In the main square of the Jewish quarter is a memorial dedicated to the Jews who lived and suffered in the ghetto. Each empty chair represents 1,000 people who died within the ghetto's walls. Also in the ghetto is the Under the Eagle Pharmacy. When the district was closed off, pharmacist Tadeusz Pankiewicz refused to move and continued to operate the only pharmacy available to the imprisoned Jewish population. The building has since been converted into a museum all about life within the ghetto.
Pankiewicz wasn't the only person to risk his life to help the Jewish people. Only a short distance from the ghetto is the factory of Oskar Schindler. Nowadays it's a museum chronicling the trials of Krakow during the Second World War. But 70 years ago, it was the means by which Schindler saved 1,200 Jews.
Anyone who's seen the film Schindler's List knows how Schindler used the employment of the Jews in his metalworking factory to keep them alive. After seeing the liquidation of the ghetto, he knew he had to get his workers from the labor camp out alive.
Inside, Oskar Schindler's old office is decorated by a cube filled with pots created within the factory. Written on the curved walls inside the cube are the names of many of the people he saved. The museum is an emotional but informative experience. After all, the past is very important.
Yes, dear, we can all learn from history.
I'd rather learn from the future.
Oh, can you pick up some milk if you're headed down the road?
Oh, I'm going. I won't need roads.
I'd better go check on him, dears. Make sure he hasn't hurt himself again.
Okay. Bye.
I'm back from the future.
Are you?
Yes, I went to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they live underwater. And my great-great-great-granddaughter is pretty fine. Also, they had hoverboards.
Oh, well, I'm glad because it's 2015 and I don't have my hoverboard.
Flying car?
No flying car.
Well, this future sucks.
I know.
I'm going back to the future.